Hi EDU 250, I hope you guys had a great weekend. We are getting started with the content for week 2 in this class this week. So let's take a look over at Blackboard for your assignments. I am in the week 2 folder, and at the top just gives you a very brief overview of what you have due this week. You do have a discussion board and a journal due, and you should be completing your secondary admissions requirement assignment. All 3 of those assignments are due on Monday. In the reading and practice folder, there's information here about steps towards licensure, more information about licensure. There's a link here to the North Carolina Professional Teaching Standards. It is important to understand what standard North Carolina teachers are held to, because that is the standard you'll be held to once you become a licensed teacher. It will also help you understand why different components are important in your coursework, why we embed a lot of information about building positive relationships, about how to facilitate learning in a classroom, about leadership skills in schools, and also about reflective practice. Those are the big key components of the North Carolina Professional Teaching Standards. Also, Standard 3 is about the content you teach. However, you'll get more information about content-specific information once you transfer to a 4-year university and enter your program of study. Your education courses here are more general. That's why we focus on those other standards more so than the content-related standards. This is a very interesting article about one person's journey towards becoming a licensed teacher. All of this is important because you will use that as you reflect this week, especially in your journal article. The module here that is recorded is related to a BK license. That's why it's optional. But if you are, I know as I advised you guys, a few of you were on the fence about whether you wanted to do an elementary education license or a BK license. Some of you are already instructional assistants in early childhood classrooms and preschool classrooms. So this might be an interesting module for you to complete listening to this recorded lecture here. So that's available for you. Let's pop over to the assignments tab. First and foremost, of course, you are completing your secondary admissions assignment this week. It is due on Monday. As I said before in last week's announcements, I hope you've already gotten started, because sometimes you cannot find this information about the requirements for secondary admission just clearly stated on a college or university's website. You may have to make phone calls. You may have to email advisors there. So it's important that you get a good start on this. There is a form for you to fill out. Let me open that up. Bear with me for just a second while it opens. All right, so you are going to complete this form for each of the 6 universities that you do research on, and you will be graded according to how detailed the information you provide is. So use this form. You're going to save it and fill in these questions, and then you are going to also write the reflection that is a part of the assignment. The grading rubric is here as well. Be sure to take a look at that. It's always important to know what my expectations are whenever I'm grading this. That'll help you put forth the best assignment possible. And I want to remind you again, this assignment is about secondary admissions. It is not about general admission to a college or university. It's about what is required to get into their educator preparation program, which is often referred to as the School of Education. For example, at UNC Wilmington, the School of Education is the Watson School of Education. I can't remember the name of it at East Carolina University, but most of these colleges and universities have a different name for their school of education, and you are researching what is required to be admitted into a school of education, not for just general admission into the college or university. Okay. Your discussion board post this week is related to your professional goals. What are your expectations for teacher licensure? Your journal this week is to write an overview of how you understand the steps towards teacher licensure based on all of these links I've provided to the DPI website. The recorded lecture for the BK license may also be helpful for that. But you need to be able to outline the steps that you have to take in order to gain your teaching license. And of course, one of those steps, you're starting here at Johnson Community College, but one of those steps is transferring to a college or university that has an educator preparation program or a school of education. I hope this has been helpful. The teacher licensure process can be somewhat confusing. If you start doing your research and you need some additional support, please reach out to me, email me, or call me on my office phone. I'd be glad to chat with you about this and help you fill in some of the holes. I hope you guys have a great week.